Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful Monday morning. As you can tell, I'm not on my bike. I'm on a 2021 Z400. This is Josh's bike. I'm dropping it off at his house today. So I figured I'd hop on and give you guys a little review of this bike, a little ride review. First thing I note right out of the bat between my bike and this bike is there's definitely a different riding position. I feel, I could be completely wrong, and I'm probably am, but I feel like I'm sitting up higher on the seat. But I do also know the seats are a lot, it's much more narrow, so that might just be giving me that. There might be some extra padding on this where there's not on mine, and vice versa, because I know that this seat can sometimes haunt you. So that's true for both bikes for sure. I changed the placement of the microphone. I moved it down a little bit. I centered it a little bit more, and I also taped off all the vents in the chin of my helmet from the inside. So I had the vent closed last time I was recording, but I think there's still air getting through that. So I've taped off those vents on the inside, and it's closed on the outside. We'll see if that makes a difference. The audio wasn't bad last time, but it was weird. On my phone, it was actually pretty good. And then when I thought I uploaded the video or to YouTube and checked on my TV once I had it uploaded, it didn't sound very good, in my opinion. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a lot of testing here for sure with the mic, with the whole camera set up. But I think I was happy with the camera. I think I've got that figured out. But we'll see what happens with the mic after today. Gotta tell Josh, I started the bike and it had 1,000 miles on it. He is not on his bike to overturn that 1,000-mile mark. It's okay, I'll take care of her. I'll tell you what, the weight difference between the bikes, you can feel it for sure, because this bike, I feel like I could literally flick the bike and it would go flying across the road. It's just very nimble. It's funny though, because like the wind does not throw you around like you think it would with being such a light bike. But there again, you're able to throw your weight around so easily on this bike. And you can definitely get down in some corners and everything. It is absolutely gorgeous today, though. So yeah, this bike, I've been cruising, let's see, I'm in fifth gear, at 6,500 RPMs, doing around now about 7,200 or so, doing 62 miles an hour. So let's see, we've got a whole nother gear. But this thing will cruise it. Single cruise all day at 70 miles an hour. Now I know one thing for sure is like here in Florida, you get on the turnpike or I-4 or any of the interstates, any of the major highways, you know, the speed limit's 70, but people are they're cruising, you know, 80 and more, obviously, but I'd say majority of people are cruising 80 miles an hour on the turnpike. But this bike will cruise at 80 miles an hour too. I think the top speed for this bike is somewhere between, oh boy, I could butcher this, but I think it's somewhere between the 115, 120-ish range. I know I don't think it's any less than 115, but I do think it's in the 120 range, the low 120s. Turns out I think that's going to be a dollar store. I was curious in the last video. See how it corners? So did 105 in fourth gear. We still had another 2 gears left there. There's 6th gear, 90 miles an hour. Right about, I think it was right about 9,000 RPM. I'll tell you what, now granted, I'm not cruising next to cars doing the same speed on the interstate, but this bike can do it. And granted, you know, at that speed, the bike does not have a lot of punch from, like, you know, if you need to jump from it, you can always downshift, but I mean, like, if you need to make a big jump in speed and you're already cruising at 80 miles an hour, it's just not gonna do anything dramatic. But it's doable, and you know, you always downshift and run the hell out of it. And hey, I could be wrong. I think Josh has taken this on the highway once, but I mean, we're super lucky. We don't ever have to go on the highway. Most places that we ride, we always just take back roads, and you know, if we can. But this bike's a blast. I remember talking to him about it before he bought it. And you know, there's the stigma with what size your bike is and all that kind of BS. And you know, he was like, is a 400 going to be enough power? Is it going to be enough fun? You know, typical questions, right? And yeah, that stigma might have lasted back in the day when everything was carbureted, and you know, just before there was a lot of things done differently. And this bike is a blast. You can have a ton of fun, and shit, I was doing 105 miles an hour a few minutes ago, and that was 4th gear. There was, you know, I still had 2 gears left. You know, I could tell I was giving it hell. I mean, we were cruising right at the rev limiter. Okay, there she is, 2021 Z400. It's the ABS model. Such a good looking bike. It's got that Leo Vince exhaust on there that really, I mean, you guys know the stock exhausts look like garbage. Not a big fan of them, obviously. So that really cleaned that up. Damn, bike was dirty. I'm not going to give them shit though, because both of our bikes are dirty. We just haven't had the time lately. So that's definitely going to have to happen before our next ride though. They got to get cleaned up. So yeah, that's the bike. I'd show you the ass, but it's got his license plate on there. And, I'll let him do that. He just made a YouTube channel too. He got a GoPro set up. He went all in. So I'll have to ask him his YouTube name. I don't think he's posted anything yet. Granted, he hasn't had his bike either. I'll put either a link or a name of his channel in the description. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's the Kawasaki. Kawasaki with a J. Kawasaki. It's kind of got a Star Wars, not kind of, it's definitely got a Star Wars ring to it. I'll tell you what, his gas gauge is all over the place. I don't know if he's ever noticed that. But like when I left the house, there was 1 bar. Now we're back. I mean, it could just be the placement of the gauge or the thing in the tank. I'm freaking brain dead right now for some reason. In case he didn't know, I'll have to tell him 100 miles an hour is sweet spot for Fort Pierre. This bike is a blast. I don't really have any straightaways today. I can't tell you guys I can't give you a top speed run today. I also think I should let Josh do that. To be honest, I don't know that he's hit top speed on this bike. Actually, I'm pretty certain he has not. I saw his gas gauge at 1 again a second ago. Maybe I'm dreaming, but maybe it's me. I'll know when I run out of gas. We went for a ride, oh boy, a week ago now. It's just been too cold. We went for a ride and we left, it was 36 degrees. It was disgusting. We don't have the right, we couldn't put on enough clothes, let's just say that. Plus both of our gloves, they're for Florida. You know, they can breathe. So all of that cold air was going in there. It was not a nice time. But anyways, my bike is now matching his because my side mirror snapped this weekend. Just randomly snapped. But I keep getting off track. I need to remember I'm doing a review on his bike. It's just a ton of fun. And I'm still going back to, you know, this is a 400. This is a freaking 400cc motorcycle. 400s did not used to be this much fun. With the weight of the bike, the power delivery of the bike, the seating position, everything. I mean, I'm head over heels for the bike. I know Josh is, but you know, maybe he has some minor things to gripe about it. You know, we all kind of have a little bit of a, you know, I wish this was just a hair different. Don't know why they did that kind of deal. I'm sure he's got a few of those, but there's nothing that he really doesn't truly like about the bike, I don't think. How could you? I mean, to have this much fun on a 400, for a bike to run like this, and it's a 400. Did I mention it's a 400? You guys just saw what 400 was doing. I mean, you could have fun on the, if you're somebody that's content keeping a bike for a while, aka not me. I change bikes like I change socks. I mean, anyways, I love all my bikes, but I get the urge for a new bike, or a different bike rather, and it's definitely an addiction. But again, lost my train of thought here. It's a great bike. If you're on the fence about it for the price range, I have to ask Josh what he was out the door on this bike. It's easy enough for you guys to find out going on the Kawasaki website. It's going to be right around there. But I mean, we walked in there. I found this bike online. I sent it to him. We talked about it for a couple weeks. And finally, I was in his ear long enough about it. He's like, all right, let's do it. So we went, and I think they had, I want to say they had 3 of them. 3 2021s. And this was like, man, I don't know, November-ish, I think. It wasn't 2021 yet, but anyways, I've always saw that online that people were having a hard time finding these, and they had 3 of them at the dealership by us. So, but anyways, we went to buy this thing. He sat on the bike. He checked out the Ninja 400 also, which is a cool bike. It's not really for me. Obviously, not his thing either. He went with this. But a cool bike. But yeah, got it, and immediately when he started riding, he was happy with his decision. Because I know, he wouldn't say it, but I know up until the second he bought that bike, he was like, I hope this is the right choice. I hope this is going to be enough. But he will tell you that it's enough. It's the right choice. Like I said, if you plan on holding on to a bike I don't think he'll ever sell this bike. I don't know why he would. He'll definitely get another bike, but I don't know why he would sell it. It's kind of like my bike. I've done too much to it at this point. Plus, I'm just in absolute love with it. That I don't see myself selling the 900. I'm already shopping, so spoiler alert. But I don't see myself getting rid of the 900. Anywho, this thing, the highlights for me about this bike, how nimble it is. I mean, you can literally throw this thing out wherever you want it to go. It will go. As far as where you point this thing, it's going to go. Where you lean, it's going to go. With no hesitation. Matter of fact, it's going to beat you to it because it's so easy to get thrown around. Or to throw around, not to get thrown around. But to throw this thing around, it is so easy. It's a great, I mean, I would say it's a fantastic beginner bike, but it's also a blast for people that have been riding for a while. It's just, I mean, it's a blast. bike is a friggin' blast. So how nimble it is. Obviously does a little bit better on gas than my bike. I swear the 900 eats gas, but you know, we're talking about two pretty dramatically different motors. Plus, I don't really ride my bike anything but kind of balls to the wall very often. So there is that. But so does Josh. I mean, he rips on this thing, and you can. That's the thing. You can, and the bike loves it. So how nimble it is, the price point, I think, is unbeatable. I for how much you got this bike for that you're gonna be left hanging with, because I don't know, but it wasn't a lot of money. And to be able to get this kind of a bike, for this kind of a bike, for that price point, to have that much fun, and there's not a whole lot to it. I mean, the bike, these, I don't know if any 400s do, but I mean, there's no power modes on these bikes. It does have ABS, but no traction control, nothing like that, which I would assume, I don't think any 400s have that, but I wouldn't be surprised to hear like the 390 has things like that. Just knowing that it's KTM, they would do that. But the bike, it's simple. You just, it's ready to go. I mean, it's ready to go have fun. You can ride this thing however you want. If you want this thing to be a commuter and you're not beating on it, you're just commuting, it's fantastic. The clutch is simple. I mean, the shifting is simple. I will say, if you look at his gas gauge, or his temp gauge here, it's, you know, it's not hot out. It's probably, I think it's in the 50s or so. And, you know, when I stop, first of all, we live in Florida. If this were a summer day and I stopped at a light, you know, it could be anywhere between 90 and 100 degrees. I mean, this bike's going to overheat, for sure. That's one thing. Now, it's not just his bike, it's my bike too, before I had it tuned. But, what am I doing right now? The fan turns on, honestly, it turns on too late. The bike, I fully convinced, will overheat before the fan can correct it. I know, I was talking to somebody with a 900, or that had a 900, and he used to tell me that, you know, the temperature light would, the temp light would turn on, telling you that the bike is basically overheating. Which is crazy. I don't know why Kawasaki has done that, to be honest with you. Yeah, but ultimately, this bike is a great bike. You really can't go wrong with this. If you're somebody that this bike could really be used for all levels of riders, but especially if you're somebody that like wants something to get used to get really comfortable riding, especially if you're gonna go to the track or ride hard or anything like that, this is a fantastic bike to learn on, because it does it all. And you know, once you learn how to ride a bike like this fast, that's, you know, you become a much better rider. People that start off on 600s or 1000s or more, not that there's really a whole lot wrong with starting on a 600, but you learn how to ride a bike like this fast, you're setting yourself up for success, because you're not going to get as comfortable as quick if you're starting out on a bigger bike. Well, like I said, there's nothing wrong with the 400. It's got plenty of power to have fun. But yeah, this bike does great, amongst other things. I think it does pretty damn good on gas mileage, because I am extremely confused on how much gas I've used today. Because I've seen that gas gauge at 3 bars, and I've seen it at 1 bar. All in the same ride. Multiple times. So, I'm not entirely sure. But I'm going to trust that it's right as far as... well, I'm going to take the 3 bars as opposed to the 1. Get a little under the bridge rev. That's a little pipsqueak rev. So yeah, guys, that was my kind of review on this bike. I was super scatterbrained today. I didn't sleep much yesterday or this weekend for that matter. So if you guys like me to do another video, let me know. I know Josh wouldn't mind me riding this bike anytime I ask him, so if you want me to do another video, let me know. I'm happy to. If you got certain questions for this bike, let me know. Josh is also going to do a video, so like I said earlier, I'm going to find out what his YouTube channel might be. Like I said, I think it's Kawasaki, but I'll find out for you guys, and I'll put that in the description as well. And you know, we'll keep an eye out on his channel. But like I said, guys, if you have any questions, any requests, something you want to see, we're going to keep videos coming. I'm trying to keep, like I said earlier, in other videos, I'm trying to keep 1 a week for now. Especially while I haven't been able to ride as much with the weather. You know, it's definitely going to be one a week until we get a little bit warmer, which winter's got to be almost over. So yeah, guys, until next time.